Hey guys, Dodo Reactions here, and today it's time to wrap up Season 5 of Once Upon a Time, Jesus Christ. When I think about it, 2 seasons left. Kinda hurts, but 2 seasons equals 44 episodes, that's a lot, so yeah, we're not done. But we're done with Season 5, so I say, yeah. As always, let's get right into it. Season 5A. Like the Dark Swan season half. Yeah. I was expecting a lot after the finale of season 4. When Emma became the Dark One, I was very intrigued. And I thought, yeah, maybe. I mean, she was gone. Wherever she is, maybe the heroes and the villains. And mainly, I mean, we didn't really have a villain. We had Rumpel, who was nothing at that point. I thought maybe he can help them to find her and to save her. Because, yeah, Rumpel's story, it looked like they were going into a very different direction with him. Because he wasn't the Dark One anymore. He was, nothing. He was nor good or evil. He was neutral or whatever. Yeah. And the combination with Camelot and Arthur and Merlin, that was interesting. We got to see how the Dark One was created. That was also interesting. I liked that it gave Regina the chance to be the savior. The new savior. That was awesome. I mean, yeah. She's been changing since season 3. Or the finale of season 2. She's good now. Definitely. Yeah, but I think it was the second episode, The Prize, when Grumpy said, "Oh my god, do you think you can save the town or whatever, or can protect us?" And she had to prove to herself and to the whole town that she's not only not the evil queen anymore, but that she's also a very powerful hero who can protect the town and who wants to protect the town. That was good. Also, Hook's role, Killian's role in the first half. Yeah, I mean, Emma is the main reason why Hook is not a villain anymore. And for the writers, I think it would have been very easy for Hook to just join Emma. But he was like, "Ah, damn it, I lost my true love to evil. I mean, okay, just let's join her." But Hook is too good already, I think. So he wanted to save her because he just knows that that's not Emma, that's not the person or the woman he fell in love with, so he wanted to save her. I felt very sorry for him, mostly for him. I mean, yeah, Henry kind of lost his mother, that was hard, but I felt very sorry for Hook. Because Henry, I don't know, I was about to say he always has hope, and he believed that he will get his mother back at some point. But then we had this thing with Violet and her heart, and that was, that was very hard. Yes. Yeah, Arthur and the whole Camelot thing. I guess most of you guys know that I'm watching Merlin right now, the show Merlin. It's an amazing show with amazing characters. I love almost every single one of them. Mainly Arthur and Merlin. So I knew there is no way I would like the Once Upon a Time Camelot version and the Camelot characters more than the show, the Merlin show. Yeah, because in Once Upon a Time it was just 11 episodes, and that was it. And in Merlin, we have 5 whole seasons. So I'm definitely more invested in the Merlin show than Once Upon a Time's version of Merlin. Yeah, but they just created their own versions of Merlin and Arthur like they always do. So I didn't really even have the chance to compare those 2 versions. So Once Upon a Time's Camelot, Merlin, and whatever, it was interesting. Interesting that Arthur was a dick. I was not supposed to like him, and I thought that's what I thought in the pilot of Merlin. I thought Arthur was a complete dick and nothing else. But here he definitely was. I mean, he wasn't really, I don't know if you can say he was evil. I mean, he killed his whatever he was, servant or talked him into killing himself. But I think he was just he was driven insane by Merlin's prophecy. Doesn't make it better. That's not an excuse, but I think that's how it is. I did not like him. In the end, like his last episode, that was okay. He's ruling the underworld now. Yeah, we learned that in the special episode or the special scene between Cruella and Mordred, and I think the ending for him is it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. He was supposed to rule a broken kingdom. It's not Camelot, it's the underworld in the end. And I mean, why not? That's good. I mean, yeah. I'm just glad that Cruella isn't the one to rule the underworld now. But like I said, I want to know what the underworld is like now, since Arthur is the ruler. Now Henry found a new girlfriend, his first girlfriend. Yeah, it was cute, but I mean, Henry is a minor still, and therefore I'm not very interested in a love story. So, but I'm happy for him, and he got his first kiss in the end. That was cute, but that's all I need to see of them. I'm definitely not interested in a romantic relationship between minors, not really. And another good thing, I'm happy they kept Zelena as one of the main part of the main cast. I think we got to see her a lot. We got to see a lot of her in during the whole season. Yeah, and I like that. She has a baby now with Robert, who's dead. But I had my expectations. And Once Upon a Time decided to go into another direction than I thought. Because it turned out that Emma wasn't really evil. And that was kind of, I don't know, it was kind of disappointing. Because she was in the first episodes, mainly in the pilot, the premiere and the second episode, she was terrifying. Like the end of the premiere, when she said asked her, why are you doing this? And she said, because I'm the Dark One, and then poofed away. That was good. That was really intimidating. Her entrance was great. But all in all, I mean, I guess the writers were like, Emma is good. She's very, very good. She's powerful, and therefore she's strong enough to resist the darkness. Regina wasn't that strong, Rumpel wasn't that strong, but Emma is that strong, and that is okay. I mean, I kind of get it, but it was disappointing a little bit. Because some things, like ripping Violet's heart out, and she wanted Merida to kill Belle. Oh my god. And she wasn't even evil. But I think I mentioned this. I don't think she wasn't really evil, but I think she was ready to do things. And I don't think she would have done those things without the influence of the Dark One. But yeah, and the dark Hook thing, I still don't really know what to think about that, because I think how the idea wasn't bad, but I think the way they build it up, like I don't believe that Killian had been the Dark One this entire time without even realizing, without even knowing. Mostly because Emma, like, the rumple in Emma's head was annoying her all the time. He was following her around. He was always there. But why wasn't he there in Storybrooke? In Hook's mind? Even though, I mean, Hook didn't know that he was the Dark One, but still, why? The Dark Ones were still in his head, like in Emma's head. So I don't get it. I don't think you can be the most powerful wizard ever, like as the Dark One, not ever, but as the Dark One, one of the most powerful beings on Earth, without knowing. And then he learned the truth and immediately went into evil psychopath mode. And that was way too fast. I didn't buy it. I was glad that it was Regina who made him realize what kind of man he wanted to be, and I liked that he chose to sacrifice himself, like in the Buffy the Vampire season 2 finale scene. That was a good scene. I liked it a lot. It was very good acted, and it was heartbreaking. The music was great. But that's a thing I didn't really enjoy that, and maybe that's the reason why, one of the reasons why the second part of the season is my favorite part. I like the second part more than the first one, yes. And maybe that's the reason, because that, with Hook, that was, like I said, I'm not I didn't like it in general. That's not the case, but they could have handled it a little bit better, I think. And also in the first half, we got to see Ruby and Mulan. We also met them in the second half. We met Merida in the first half. That was great. I mean, I don't know anything about her, but it was great. She was a great character, and the actress was very good. I like the actress. Like, her exit was insulting a little bit. We didn't even get to see, like she was leaving the realm back to Camelot. We didn't even get to see her going through the portal. She was just, I don't know, walking towards the, but that was very fast. I didn't have the opportunity to say goodbye. But okay. Yeah, in the second half was, I mean, there were like 2 or 3 episodes where I was like, decent. But all in all, I really liked the second half. Mostly because of the cameos. Like, Souls of the Departed was a cameo fest. That was amazing. I loved it. Spoiler, it's my favorite episode of the season. Yeah, also, that was, I mentioned this before, kind of a wasted opportunity. Killian died, and they were immediately like, okay, we're getting him back. And I was like, you could have fooled me a little bit. Just waited an episode or something. Show me his funeral, or, I don't know, make me believe that he's actually dead. But I wasn't even able to think that for a second, because immediately they were like, he's going to come back. So, yeah. I mean, Hades, I kind of liked him as a villain. That kind of changed in episode 21 when he killed Robin. At that point, I started to hate him, really hate him, the character. I was like, please die right now. I don't want to see you again. I don't want to see you ever again. Piece of shit. It was so annoying. How he tried to manipulate Zelina, and he was like, yeah, the heroes are never going to accept us. Even when we left Storybrooke, they're coming after us and chase us down. And I was like, dude, do you really think you're that important? Because even like if they left Storybrooke, then both of them would have lost their powers. So why would the heroes chase after them? No one really cared about you, but you had to trap them in the underworld. You had to kill Arthur. Jesus, you could have. Yeah, this could have been way more easy, but of course, he's a villain. That means he's stupid, and therefore, yeah, he fucked up everything. Yeah, Robin's death. I still don't know what it meant or what it means. Why? Why did he have to die? I don't know. Right now, I'm just like, okay, to bring the evil queen back. That's what happened in the finale, but that's it? Just for that? What was it for? Just to make Regina suffer. And I'm kind of sick. I'm kind of done with seeing her suffer. We got to see Neil. That's great. He's good. He's fine. He's happy, I think, wherever he is. In heaven or something. I don't know. I like that Pan's story is kind of done. Completely. I mean, death isn't the final step. That was the final step. What Rumpel did to him. He deserved it. Even though that means that we're not going to see him ever again, I think, because he's not even existent anymore. Not really, not entirely, I guess. Cruella de Vil, that was awesome. You guys know how much I love her. She's my favorite. One of my favorite villains. She's not my favorite. She's one of my favorites, I think. Right after the Evil Queen. Yeah. And I mentioned this, like the rules in the underworld kind of bothered me. Like who deserved to move on and who didn't. Who moved on? Henry moved on. That was great. Good for him. And for Regina. Cora moved on. No. Not really. I'm not that okay with that. Killian's brother moved on, and I'm also not okay with that. Hercules and Megara moved on, yes, and that was good. Liked it. Was that it? Already? I think that was it. And then we had some people, yeah, who are suffering for eternity now. Mila, hated her. I kind of liked her in her last episode, but I'm not saying that she deserves that, like to suffer for eternity. At Rumpel's hands, that was not okay. We had James, I don't care. He was a bastard. He tried to kill his niece. That was not okay. And his brother, also not okay. We had Auntie M. That was nasty. That was also not okay. Gaston, that was also not okay. I don't think he deserved it just because he wanted to kill Rumpel. Who killed him, in a way. Yeah, Pan deserved it 100%. And I think that was it. So the rules, that was no, that wasn't fair. Also the pirate, this weird pirate dude who got killed because of Liam and wanted to kill Liam and Killian, but he also didn't deserve to die. And then the finale didn't have anything to do with the underworld story arc. And the finale is not even I'm not exactly sure if it's part of my top 5 episodes. Let me check. It's not. I think for the first time, yeah, maybe. I don't even know my top 5 episodes of season 4. I think Operation Mongoose was a part of it. I'm not sure. But in this case, no. It was kind of underwhelming. Like the end was good when Regina separated herself from the evil queen, and then we found out that the evil queen is still alive. That was great, but all in all, no, wasn't that interesting. It was very underwhelming, I think. It wasn't bad, but for a finale, compared to the others, yeah. And we got Killian back in the end. Like Once Upon a Time is always, there's a rule, death equals death. There's no way to bring anyone back from the dead, back to life, to resurrect someone. Zeus was an exception. Yeah, convenient, but I don't really care. I mean, I definitely not care because I didn't want Killian to die for good. So I'm okay with it. Alright, let's talk about my top 5 episodes of season 5 of Once Upon a Time. It wasn't easy. Not really, yeah. It was kind of complicated, but I think I did it somehow. Number 5 is episode 2, The Prize, because it was about Regina. Regina becoming the savior to save the town. The episode was mainly about her. I like that. They also played Only You, the song. That was great. Good song. I really liked that little scene at the ball before Percival fucked it up, but I liked it. Also, Dark Swan in the present, in Storybrooke. Like her scene with Regina at the harbor or at Emma's house. Yeah. That was, I liked the scenes. So I liked the episode. Okay. Number 4 is a Firebird episode. Episode 20, I think. I kind of enjoyed the backstory with Cleo. I have to say, I kind of liked her. It was a good look at Emma's backstory. How she got, or she became the person she is. How she got her jacket. That was great. Also, the scene when she said goodbye to Hook in the underworld. That was a good scene. Very sad, but also very, of course, very good acted. I liked it a lot. Number 3 is Swan Song. I think it was the mid-season finale, I think. Was it episode 11? I think so. We got to learn something about Little Hook. We got to see Little Hook, so we got to see something from his past, from his childhood. That he had a shitty father because almost every single parent in this show is trash, of course. So he traded his children. And his death scene, I liked it a lot. I don't know. When I watched it, I was maybe a little bit too confused. When I edited it, eyes got kind of teary. That scene was, it was good. And because it reminded me of an episode of Buffy, a very popular scene of Buffy. But I like this. I like that scene. Even though Killian completely died, but he died in a good scene. That's something. Number 2 is Sisters. Yeah, because I really enjoyed this episode. It was about Zelena and Regina and Cora. 3 reasons for me to like it, even though, Cora is not my favorite character at all, but in that context with Zelena and Regina, she met Zelena for the very first time, the second time, but they finally met. Zelena got to meet her mother. I liked their conversation. Their backstory was cute. Yeah, it was a past of Cora, so another reason for me to hate her, what she did in the past to Regina and Zelena. But that's Korra. That's Heartless Korra. She was a great villain in the show. I mean, yeah, I mentioned, or I don't know if I mentioned this, but once upon a time, they were just like, okay, Korra, you did a good thing in the end, one good thing, so you deserve to move on. Yeah, but I don't care. It was very important for Regina and Zelena for her to move on, so I'm good with it. I'm not good with it, but I don't even know what I am. And number one, maybe it's kind of obvious, I don't know, but it's episode 12. I think it was episode 12, Souls of the Departed. That episode was great. It was the 100th episode of Once Upon a Time, and they did a really good job. Mainly because they decided to spend their budget on actors and not on the CGI of the set or the set in itself. Because the underworld was like Storybook with an orange filter. So I'm definitely able to create a underworld version of Cologne. It didn't felt very creative, but in the end, when I realized what was actually important for the writers, for the creators, I was like, yeah, I'm totally fine with it. I don't need I mean, I don't even know what to I wasn't even able to imagine how Once Upon a Time's version of the underworld would look like. No clue. So I think the idea wasn't that bad. I kind of liked it. And they even created like a backstory for Filterbrook. That Hades created it for Zelena. I also liked that. But the cameos were amazing. Pan was the most surprising one, I think. Yeah, for me, he was. Because he was so good. And I wanted to see him again so badly, and therefore I thought as if he was there. 3 episodes, I think. I'm not sure, but it was enough. It was great, yeah. And also, the episode was very important for Regina because of her father, who went to the underworld after she brutally killed him. Brutally, I mean, well, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, ripping his heart out. I mean, I think that's kind of brutal. Yeah, but it was very important for them. The scene of Henry and Regina at his grave. Ooh, when she cried and told him that she was sorry, and of course when we thought for a second that he would rot in hell after Korra. Yeah. That was also that hurt. And then when he moved on, that was an amazing scene. That was very good. That was so sweet. And Henry got to meet his grandfather. That was also cute. All right, let's talk about your questions, guys. Always my favorite part and also like the most scary part. I don't know, because sometimes I'm afraid that I'm not as answering the questions as you guys want me to. I'm always answering them the best I can, but yeah, sometimes I don't know if I'm really answering your questions or not. I hope. Let's just start trying. Let's start with Heidi. Heidi wants to know, what are your thoughts regarding Killian's and Emma's story arcs within this season, from them both becoming the new Dark Ones within the Camelot arc, to Emma going down to the underworld to save Killian after he sacrifices himself to save her and her friends and the friends he loves, shown throughout the underworld arc? I feel like this season wasn't that good for their relationship, to be honest. Like, because in the first half they were totally separated. Like, whole season 4 was Emma had to get used to be with someone. She wasn't she had her difficulties with trusting people and everything, and she mentioned that every guy she's ever been with died. Therefore, she was very worried about Hook in the beginning of season 4. Yeah, then she got used to it in a way, and in the season 4 finale, she got turned into the Dark One. She told him that she loved him, but later she said that, the only opportunity for her to confess her love to someone is when she thinks she's never going to see him again. She said it to Neil before he fell through the portal. I don't think she said it to him when he actually died. I'm not sure. Yeah, but they got Killian and Emma got separated in the first half. Killian was doing his best to get Emma back, and I really liked that. He was very eager to get her back, because I think, I don't know. I'm not sure. It's just what I think. I think he's still kind of insecure. I think he feels that he can easily be lured to the dark side again without Emma. So maybe that's one of the reasons why he wanted to get her back so badly. Of course, also because he loves her. Yeah, okay. In the end, he became bad or evil, but for another reason. But it showed me that he actually really needed her, that he needs her. And yeah, she needs him, because she went to hell to get him back. Yeah, and in the underworld, I don't know. We had the scene when he was like, maybe I should move on. I don't deserve to be resurrected. We don't even know if the heart thing would have worked. I guess it would have. I think their love is strong enough for that, but we didn't get the confirmation, because Hook's body was rotting in his grave. And also I kind of like that they had a plan, the plan to share Emma's heart to get him back, and I'm kind of glad that it didn't work, because it was surprising that it didn't work. And then we had this Ambrosia thing, and then all hope was gone and he was saying goodbye. That not everything worked out as they had planned it. That's what I like. So, yeah. Yeah, but what are your thoughts regarding Killian's and Emma's story arcs within the seasons? Yeah, I think it was a good thing to see him without Emma in the first half. Because, yeah, I think, I hope it's going to change in season 6, but Hook is, I feel like Hook is, sometimes he feels like a sidekick for Emma. He needs more stories for himself. The first half of the season was about saving Emma. The second part was about Emma saving him. I don't know. He needs more stories for himself. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, Heidi, you mentioned perhaps the most complex question. So I hope that answer is kind of okayish. Let's try your second one. Do you love the twist with Killian also becoming a Dark One, as is revealed in season 5's episode Birth? Or does this twist not really mean anything to you? The scene, I was kind of annoyed in the later on, because the scene when it was revealed that he's the Dark One, like in Camelot, when he died, when he kind of died, the scene was very good. I realized that when I was editing the episode, because while watching it, I was too irritated. I was like, what's going on? Where are we going with this? And then they were like, yeah, he's in the new Dark One. And I was like, what the hell? I was too irritated. That he's the new Dark One, that he was a Dark One, I think that was good. But I think in Storybrooke there should have been some clues that later on I would have been like, that's what it meant, because he's the Dark One. But it didn't make, in Storybrooke, it didn't make sense to me. The twist was good, but how they built it up wasn't really what I didn't really like that. But the scene when he died, both of his death scenes were good. Next question from Heidi. Which arc is your favorite between the Camelot arc and the Underworld arc? Do you not favor either arc above the other? And who do you like more as the major villain within these two arcs, Arthur or Hades? Yeah, mentioned it. Underworld arc is my favorite. I like that a lot. I like the Camelot arc, but I loved the Underworld arc because of all the cameos mostly. Yeah, and also I'm not even able to see Arthur as a villain. I mean, yes, he was the villain. I mean, okay, I think the main villains of season 5A were the Dark Ones. Maybe you can say that. He was a villain, but I don't even see him as a villain. He's just a weirdo. He's a psychopath in a way. Hades, on the other hand, I liked him as a villain. Yeah. And he was trash. The problem for me was that he was manipulating a character I really like, and that's Zelena. I wanted her to be good, and he was annoying me because he was always trying to manipulate her. And then he killed Robin. But I liked him more, yeah, definitely. Like the flamey hair thing. And I have to mention that all the time because it's just how it is. CGI is not Once Upon a Time strong suit. It looked very weird, but I don't mind. It's funny. They are focusing on other things, so that's totally fine. I'm just noticing it, and I have to address it. Heidi's next question. Also, are there any characters from the past seasons who have been killed off, from whom you would have liked to see within the Underworld arc, but who sadly didn't return? Daniel. Definitely. It would have been a weird scene between Regina and Daniel, I think. I think it was not very necessary to show him. So I understand why they were like, we have to mention him. He moved on, which is a good information and important information for Regina. I think it was the right decision to not bring him back. But I would have liked to see them together again, because the last time we saw them together was like with zombie Daniel. That was scary, and she had to kill him in a way. That was all. Ugh. That was sad. That was so sad. Maybe kind of surprising, but I'm just thinking about, I would have liked to see Greg and Tamara again, only if they ended up in the River of Souls. That would have been amazing. Oh, damn it. Now that I think about it, it's, oh my god, I'm actually kind of mad that didn't happen. But that would have been amazing. I've never thought I would say that. Like, I wanted to see Greg and Tamara again, but yeah, I don't know. Jesus, so many people died in Once Upon a Time, I think, but I'm not. Snow's mother? No, not really. Yeah, I think that's it. Daniel and Greg and Tamara. And Heidi wants to know, what are your favorite episodes throughout all of season 5? You already know, guys. You guys already know. So, Heidi, thank you so much for your questions and your kind words, as always. I cannot thank you enough for that. Also, guys, thank you so much for your thoughts on season 5. Also, Miguel, thank you so much for your thoughts and your question, Because you mentioned that season 5 is not your favorite season, so your only question is, did season 5 meet your expectations? I don't even know what expectations I had. So actually, no, I would say no, because my expectation, I thought we would get a badass Dark Emma after season 4. I mean, I didn't know where she went, what's going to happen in season 5. We had Merlin. We knew that it was about Merlin, yes, because the apprentice said something before he died, but he didn't actually die because he died at the beginning of season 5. I mean, I didn't really know what to expect from Merlin, so the only expectation I had was Dark Emma. And yeah, I mentioned that it was kind of not disappointing. She was still good, but I expected more. Let's just put it that way. And by the way, Melissa, I'm just reading your thought, and I see the name Lily here. I completely forgot about her, and so did the show, apparently. Maybe she's about to come back in season 6, but yeah, there was something. Oh, that's an interesting question. Melissa wants to know, what do you think happened to Killian when Zeus had sent him back to Emma? Do you think the god of gods purified his heart and soul? He was brought back, and maybe that had some impact on him? In whatever way, I don't know. Maybe he has supernatural powers or something now. But I don't think so. I think he's just back, and that's it. I don't think there's anything else. I just think they just wanted to bring him back, and they used Zeus for that, and that was it. I don't expect something from that, not really. So yeah, again, thank you guys for your questions. Always appreciate it, and always interested in reading your thoughts about seasons and episodes of Once Upon a Time. Also, Melissa and Heidi, both of you guys mentioned, because I mentioned the bloopers. I mentioned in my Cruella de Vil Mordred scene that I can maybe watch some bloopers. Heidi, thank you so much for your message, that you sent me a link to every single one of them. I'm definitely going to do that. I think I'm just watching them and then just upload them. I don't think I'm going to make them part of my monthly schedule. I think I'm just throwing them out at some point when I'm done with them, just so you know. But I'm definitely going to do that because I love bloopers. Not only because they're funny, but also I really like to see the actors, like the real people behind the camera. Let's talk about predictions. My absolutely not strong suit. I wasn't even really able to make predictions in the last wrap-up. I was like, I want to see Hercules, Pocahontas, Esmeralda, and the Hunchback of Notre Dame. I got Hercules. That was it. I was like, Rumple's and Belle's story or relationship has to change, because I was kind of tired of it. And sadly, season 5 didn't change that. Their relationship is... I am done with them. Like when they made Rumple the Dark One again, and everything started again, I was like, ugh, I'm so tired of it. And I mean, because I know how it goes. I mean, Bella, she's asleep right now. But she's going to wake up eventually, I think. And I think she's just coming back to him. As always. And I hate it. I don't want that. Keep your child, leave Storybrooke, and never come back. Because Rumple is trash. He's still trash. Sometimes they were really annoying. And Belle is she's so naive. And I don't like that. And now that she's pregnant, maybe his child can do what Henry did to Regina or Robin did to Zelena. Change them, change him, maybe. I don't know. His child's going to change him, who knows. Yeah, and about season 6, I mentioned this in the finale, I think, that I'm kind of irritated because we have the Land of Untold Stories, we have the Evil Queen, we have Rumpel as a villain still, and we have Jekyll and Hyde. For 12 episodes or 11 episodes, that's kind of a lot. A lot of heroes and a lot of stories, because the Land of Untold Stories is like a mashup world full of stories. And if they're going to bring some of those stories into the show, into the story, then 11 episodes is not enough, I think. So I'm irritated. So I don't know what the first half is going to be about. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure where we're going with the first half of season 6. Maybe that's not a bad thing, to going like completely blind without having the slightest idea what's going to happen. Yeah, and I still want to see those characters. Like Pocahontas and Esmeralda and the Hunchback. The Hunchback would be very interesting. I think, like in the last episode, at the end of the finale, when Emma and Hook were talking outside of Granny's, I don't know if it was just a coincidence or it's about to, or it was meant to mean something, like the wedding dress in the background, in the window of the shop in the background. I think we are getting a wedding in season 6. Yeah. I mean, they have to get married. This is a show about fairy tales, and they definitely have to get married, because who else is going to get married in this show? Like, Snow and Charming are already married, so are Belle and Rumpel. Zelena doesn't have a boyfriend anymore. Regina doesn't have a boyfriend anymore. Henry's too young. So, yeah, we definitely need another wedding. We had Snow and Charming's wedding for like 2 seconds, and that was it. We need a real wedding. I don't really like weddings, to be honest, but in fairy tale world, that's something else. Yeah, give it to me. Also, I thought about it. I don't think Regina's going to find another boyfriend ever. I really don't think so, because Robin was her soulmate. I mean, out of 8 billion people on this planet, can you just have one soulmate? I don't think that's how it works. I think she definitely has to, or I definitely think that she has the chance to find another soulmate, because I don't think you only have one. That would be so depressing. So I think Daniel was her soulmate, and Robin is her soulmate, was her soulmate, and therefore there's another one. But I really hope, let's just say I predict that Regina's not going to find another love interest in season 6, and I really hope that she's not going to find it ever again. Like, at least not in the show. I don't know. That would be weird. And she once said it. I mean, she doesn't need a man is not her happy ending. But I don't want to see her with anyone else. Also, I don't want Robin to come back, because I really hope they're not bringing him back, because then it's like they would undo the scene in Last Rites. His death scene was devastating, but it was, I don't know, it was kind of good. I kind of liked it. Like, the result was infuriating, but how they did it with the music and everything, that was, yeah, it was a good scene. And it was a huge scene. And when he's coming back at some point, then I'd be like, you totally ruined this scene in retrospect, and I don't want that. If you have the guts to kill someone off, someone kind of important, then stick to it. Let him stay dead. I'm afraid Belle is going to wake up. And I think she's going to have to give birth to her child in season 6. And I'm not looking forward to it. I'm not like, hey, I definitely want to meet her child. No. It's not interesting to me. Let's see what's going to happen with Rumpel, but like in the season 4 wrap up, I was like, we have to fight the Dark Swan, and Rumpel is not the Dark One anymore, so maybe the first step for him being good is to help the heroes to save Emma. As if. What a disappointment. So I'm not about to say something that I'm expecting anything good from him. So yeah, that was it. I think we just finished season 5 completely, like watching season 5 and then wrapping it up. I'm always very nervous when it comes to wrap-up videos. I don't know why, not really, because still, I'm not used to that, and I don't think I'm ever going to get used to sharing my thoughts and opinions. I don't know what's the big difference for me when it comes to that. I mean, I'm trying. I tried. I'm trying every single time when I'm doing a wrap-up video. I just hope it's what you guys expected. I hope so. But yeah, it makes me nervous. And I don't know why, but this one, season 5 of Once Upon a Time, to make this video, I think it was the most difficult. But I don't know why. But I just hope I gave you guys what you expected. I really hope so. Yeah, but now we can focus on season 6 of Once Upon a Time. We're going to start next week. I hope to see you guys then, and I hope you enjoyed this video. So yeah, final words. Thank you guys so much again for your questions and your thoughts. Enjoyed season 5, definitely. And I'm looking forward to season 6. So I hope to see you guys there. And until then, goodbye.